My name is Richard Evans. I'm the Office Senior Partner for KPMG in Preston. I'm absolutely delighted to be here in Blackburn, and I'm with Ian Brown, one of the directors of Graham & Brown. What makes your business different and competitive?
We spend a lot of time working with our teams here to create exciting product. But then you need everybody on board. Our warehouse has got to be able to get it out to the consumer and meet their demands. And we're in a world that is increasingly challenging. We've now got grahambound.com, so you can buy our product direct off our own website. We had an order placed from a consumer in Australia on a Monday morning. By Wednesday she'd received the product. This is dispatching from here, Blackburn. By Wednesday night there's a review on the internet. That is the speed of the world that we're living in today. So, you know, the challenges of meeting all of that going forward is where it's out for us.
Challenges of export and indeed some of the barriers to exporting. Yeah. That's something that Graham & Brown have been very successful at over the years. Could you tell us a little bit more about how you rose to those challenges?
Yeah. I mean, we recognised very simply a few years ago we had to grow our export business. We are pretty widespread throughout the UK. We had to look for new territories. So we've purposely looked around the world. Now our strategy then varies depending from one area to another. So in some countries what we may do is look for a partner, somebody on the ground who understands that market. Because whilst we understand wallpaper, we don't necessarily understand how wallpaper is retailed in Tunisia or Libya or Egypt.
Many Western companies have tried and in some cases failed to penetrate China. What's been your experience there?
China in the first place was a sourcing operation. A lot of our art products, wall art product is sourced from that part of the world. But very quickly we recognised there's a market there to sell the product. But again, you've got to understand the local market. And some retailers have come a little bit unstuck because they've put wallpaper in bins, in store, in Beijing, and it hasn't sold. And the simple reason is wallpaper is not a DIY product in China. You typically go into a small boutique store, you are talked through a range, you make your selection, and then along with the wallpaper comes the decorator. So the service is sold alongside it. If you try and do it the conventional DIY, brick store method, it just does not work. In terms of cost, I can honestly say it's not all about cost. We cannot meet a Chinese home market supplier's prices. But I think it's buying into the aspiration of the product, it's buying into quality, it's buying into brand UK. And we heavily use the Union Jack and the association of Great Britain with our products, because that has a very specific reason to the rest of the world, and that is that it's associated with reliability and brand, and providing quality of product, and providing you are meeting those aspirations. Brand UK is a very effective way to be able to sell a product into a territory such as China and the Middle East.
Innovation, it's key to driving the business. Absolutely. How do you manage to drive innovation?
Innovation is absolutely key, because obviously you can come out with a new product and you can command a price in the market for a period of time. How do we go about it? It obviously takes you into all different levels and areas of the business. So innovation could be around price engineering. So we look at a product we're making today and we think, is there a way that we can make cost savings against that? But we get very excited about wallpaper. The surface area that it covers in our home means it's an absolutely unique product. And we're now looking at ways that we can add functionality to wallpaper. So for example, we have the first range in the world of antibacterial wallpaper. So in applying it to the wall, you are putting a biocide, a barrier there to bacterial growth. We could today, if you wanted, on the back of the paper, print a design in which it screens out electromagnetic interference. So you think about blocking mobile phone signals, because again, the surface area that our product covers. But the other areas, in areas of ecology, we're now trying to develop products which will thermal insulate. So you think about how we live in our homes and we want to insulate our homes. We actually want to do it by room. So your cosy living room, but maybe the kitchen, you're quite happy to lose the heat out of there. So we're now looking at wallpapers where we will actually insulate the room as well. But where do they come from? I mean, they come from a whole wealth of people bringing their knowledge. Some of them outside, of course, the business. You can imagine when we get into thermal insulating, that isn't a core skill of ours. So we work with universities and bring that skill in so we can understand it and do the appropriate testing before obviously we go to market.
Getting a business to, and the people who work for a business to think innovation is a challenge. How do you actually engender an innovative way of thinking in your people?
We spend a lot of time and a lot of effort, because any business can be measured by the people in it. We involve them in all parts of the process. So by getting everybody engaged, what we've got are 580 pairs of eyes. 580 people that can pick up that next good idea and share it with us. And they do come in from all sorts of quarters. It isn't that innovation is our R&D department, which just numbers 2 or 3 people if you walked into the office. R&D is a whole group of people. With a strong CSR, we work very closely with KPMG on that. CSR is everybody in the business, and the sort of things that go on and the way people engage to that process demonstrates that people love what it is they're doing and they want to put themselves into it and feel part of this one big team. We're a business now that's coming up to 70 years old, and we hope we're here in another 70 years. We don't do decisions which are right for tomorrow, we make the decisions which are right for next year.